Hi friends, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a clay starfish with a cute little face and lots of different textures. So if we look at a real starfish or a sea star, we can see that it has lots of these little textures or little rough bumpy things on it. Both types of starfish have them, so we're going to be kind of recreating that, but with any kind of textures that we like. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line up and go to the clay center, and anywhere that you see one of these little take one signs, you are going to take one of those tools. So you are going to get a board with, and I'm going to hand you a slab of clay. A slab is a skinny flat piece. You are also going to get a cup that you're going to put water in. You are going to get a skewer. A skewer is a long skinny tool. And at your table, you and your partner will be sharing a star cookie cutter and then also a variety of different texture stampers. So the first thing you're going to do when you get back to your table is you are going to place your cookie cutter on your slab, making sure that the entire inside of the star has clay in it. You don't want to accidentally go like that. So once you're sure that it's in there, you're going to press as hard as you can. Make sure you press all the way down, and then you're going to go to the side that's the shortest and just sort of peel it away. Whoops, this cookie cutter's a little broken, but that's okay. It still works just fine. And I'm going to put that clay aside because that's going to be some texture testing clay for me. Now I am going to gently take my cookie cutter off, and I am going to now put this aside so I can share it with my partner. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to very neatly write my name as neatly as I possibly can with the skewer. So I'm going to use it just like it's a pencil, and I'm also going to write my class code. So whatever your class code is, 1R, 1CS, 1K, and that will be on the board for you. Then you're going to turn it over. You're going to hold it in your hand. You're not going to put it down on the board, because if we hold it in our hand, we're going to keep it from sticking to the board. And we're going to take some water from that little yogurt cup, and we are going to just smooth the edges. The reason why we're smoothing the edges is because these edges that are a little ragged or kind of sharp looking, they're fine right now, but once I put this in the kiln, which is when I bake it at a very high temperature and fire it, so fire it is to bake at a high temperature in the kiln, which is like my big clay oven, those edges will get hard and then they'll be really sharp. And then when you're trying to paint it, you could cut yourself, or I could cut myself when I'm taking it out. Okay, so once we have those edges nice and smooth, then we know that we're safe to put it down. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to be putting some textures on our starfish. And we don't want to just stamp randomly all over the place. We want to think about having some kind of order or pattern to it. Now, luckily, we have our extra clay over here. So you can take some of the stampers that you have that you're sharing with your partner, and you can test them out on your extra clay and see which ones look like something that you would like. You can also use other tools like the back side of your skewer if you wanted to make little circles or little dots. So just kind of figure out which stampers are ones that you would really like. And then you want to think about where you're going to put them. So let's say I've decided that I like this stamper for my first one. I am going to kind of start in the center. And this is called a radial design. It's when I start in the center and my design sort of goes out. So now I'm going to go from the center to the other point of the star, from the center to the other point of the star. If this is hard for you to do or you accidentally put it in the wrong place, it is no big deal. It's still going to be a beautiful textured little piece of art. So then I can switch to another one. Let's see. I think I like this one. So I am going to go from the center to the corner of each star. So again, I'm doing a radial design all the way around. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna pick this one. So there's not enough room for me to do this everywhere, so I'm just going to do it in a couple spots in the space that I have in between. Now when I do this, I want to press hard enough to make the design show up, but I don't want to press so hard that I wind up sinking the stamper into the clay and going down so far that I have a big hole, because that will actually be very skinny and it will break easily. We don't want these guys to break. So just be mindful of that, and that's what that practice sheet is good for. You can see, or the practice clay is good for. You can see how hard is too hard or hard enough. Okay, so once I have some different textures on there, now I can think about my edges. So maybe I would like to get this little dotty one, or use the edge of my skewer and make some little dots on the edges. And you don't have to do this. It's totally up to you how you want to texture your starfish. Once my starfish is totally covered in texture, I am going to make a cute little face. So I am going to take my skewer and I am going to do some little eyes, and I'm kind of twisting it in there. I'm also going to draw a little smile. Now, if you wanted to make eyes that are a little different, you can get some tools that you could take some of your tools and draw eyes like this. If you wanted to, you could add eyelashes. You could make it a happy one. You could make it an angry one. However you wanted to make your starfish. Once you're finished with this, you're going to give me a thumbs up and I'm going to come collect it from you. And then I am going to put a little hole in the top, and that way we can hang a string through it so we can hang it up. And I will also put a little paper towel under it so that when it dries a little curved, and then it's three-dimensional. So have fun. Don't forget to test, and don't forget to look at the steps that I have on the board because I'm going to be taking little screenshots from this video to help you.